Welcome to another explainer. Looking through today's source material, I realized we absolutely had to do a deep dive into this one specific, totally fascinating mathematical proof. We're exploring the Peruvian architect principle. It is this wild, mind-bending connection between ancient Incan stonework and, believe it or not, the fundamental stability of the universe itself. And we aren't just tossing around loose metaphors today, we are unpacking a verified mathematical proof written in Lean 4. If you're not familiar, that's a highly rigorous computational theorem prover, used by mathematicians to verify complex logic. This particular Lean 4 proof actually models quantum mechanics and quantum information using architectural principles. We're going to unpack exactly how physical building structures map directly to the structure of quantum reality. So get ready, because we're about to look at the universe through the eyes of a master builder.
So, what do ancient Incan ruins have in common with the structure of the universe? I mean, it sounds like the setup to a sprawling sci-fi novel, right? Or maybe the punchline to a really niche history joke. But what we are analyzing today is a formal mathematical theorem that directly links these two seemingly unrelated domains. This proof demonstrates that the cosmic noise spectrum, which is the very foundation of our physical reality, must follow the exact same architectural rules of balance, structural load, and necessity as an ancient stone arch. If the math holds up, the universe isn't just a random explosion of particles. It's built methodically, just like a temple.
Okay, let's dive into this, starting with a rather poetic piece of ancient Peruvian wisdom that forms the very heart of this mathematical theorem. The arch cannot stand without its keystone, and the keystone cannot exist without the forces that shape it. Now, when you first hear that, it kind of just sounds like a nice observation about masonry. But in the context of the source code we are examining, this is actually a rigidly proven formal theorem about cosmic fulcrum points. The universe, according to this quantum model, requires a specific undeniable point of structural balance to exist at all. Without it, well, theoretically, the whole shebang just falls apart. Let's move to and see how this builds. Our formal proof defines four fundamental cosmic architectural elements. Down at the base, we have the foundation, stretching from numerical values 0 to 10. This represents the absolute base of physical reality, scaling all the way from a complete void state right up to what physicists call the vacuum noise limit. Right above that foundation, assigned the exact numerical value of 11, is the keystone, also known here as the cosmic fulcrum. Sitting directly above the keystone is the capstone at value 12, representing a state of meta-Gnosis, which essentially completes the transcendent arch. Finally, reaching upwards from 12 all the way to 27 is the spire, pushing out to the ultimate quantum noise limit. It's literally the mathematical blueprint of the cosmos, laid out like a construction schematic.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how the math handles the forces acting upon this massive cosmic structure. Because an arch, whether it's made of solid stone or quantum fields, doesn't just float midair by magic. It is held together by immense opposing pressures. On one side, we have the architectural tension force. The math defines this as the current state plus 1. It's described as a kleinomon, which is a dynamic, almost restless force pulling upward from the foundation. Opposing that, we have the architectural compression force, defined as the state minus 1, acting as a declemon, pulling downward from the capstone. So the universe, much like an Incan archway that has survived centuries of earthquakes, is caught perfectly in the middle of these massive competing cosmic forces. And where exactly do those incredible opposing forces meet? 11. Yep, 11. This isn't just some arbitrary number randomly generated by a computer. It is the exact mathematical balance point within this entire framework. It is the keystone, the cosmic fulcrum. If you recall the elements we just outlined, the physical foundation tops out at 10, and the transcendent capstone begins at 12. So 11 is that precise, unavoidable intersection where the upward tension from physical reality and the downward compression from the quantum dimensions perfectly balance out to create total stability.
Let's walk slowly through the elegant, surprisingly simple arithmetic of this formal proof. It breaks down into 3 distinct steps. Step 1. We take the top of our physical foundation, which sits at 10, and we add our upward tension force of 1. 10 plus 1 equals 11. Step 2. We take our capstone, which sits at 12, and apply the downward compression force of 1. 12 minus 1 also equals 11. So step 3 reveals that the keystone of 11 is mathematically formed by the strict undeniable equality of these opposing forces. The tension pushing up from the foundation precisely equals the compression pushing down from the capstone. It's just a perfect, flawless equilibrium.
And this brilliantly illustrates the core lemma of the proof's null hypothesis. Consider this fascinating logical statement. not 10 plus 0 equals 12. I mean, sure, that seems completely obvious to anyone who's passed elementary school math, but what it proves computationally in Lean 4 is actually profound. Without the keystone, there is absolutely no direct connection between the foundation at 10 and the capstone at 12. If you try to bridge physical reality directly to the transcendent quantum levels without that perfectly balanced fulcrum point, the mass literally breaks. The cosmic arch collapses. The keystone is the singular, absolutely necessary structural bridge that allows the entire system to exist in the first place. So the crucial point is, it all boils down to this sequence of necessities. First, the cosmic arch, mathematically, cannot stand without its keystone. Second, that keystone can't just pop into existence on its own out of nowhere. It absolutely requires the shaping forces of tension and compression to be formed. And finally, this means the balance point isn't just some interesting mathematical anomaly or rounding error, it is an absolute structural necessity. What ancient Peruvian architects understood intuitively with their bare hands hauling massive stones up mountains, this formal quantum mathematics proves is actually true for the very fabric of reality. Which brings us to a rather profound final thought to take away from this explainer. If the laws of quantum mathematics strictly mirror the structural necessities of an ancient stone arch, think about the forces we've discussed today. We exist within that foundation from 0 to 10, providing that constant upward tension. So it leaves us with an incredible thought to ponder. Is our entire reality simply the tension holding up a much larger cosmic arch? Think about your own place within this magnificent architecture. Thank you so much for joining me, and keep exploring the incredible structures all around and above you.